Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for June. Bear with me, guys. Retrograde Mercury, I feel like specifically today as I'm taping this, has been present. Let's just say he is present. Taurus, this month for you feels magical. And I've been trying to explain to everybody that we're like in this portal, right? Because that's what eclipse seasons are all about, is the portal. And this is a second house, eighth house transit. So it packs a punch, these eclipses. And it's really all about your self-worth. Of course, on the in the most obvious way, it's about your money. It's about your resources. And your eighth house is really about your power. How you use your resources, how you use them to attract things to you. It's a pretty ripe time, and it's a pretty karmic time. And we're all kind of in this portal, right? And I think the universe is going to present a lot of avenues, a lot of pathways, a lot of opportunities for all of us. But really, all in all, it's our free will and whether we want to go down these roads. Opportunities are there. And it just depends, right? Like, what is your willingness? What is your courage level? You know, we can all say we want life to change. We want things to be different. But I can't tell you how many clients I see that when the change comes, when the opportunity's there, they kind of freeze. And I think that's extremely true of my fixed signs, especially my fixed earth sign, Taurus, because it's not about like the change for you. A lot of it has to do with how is everyone else going to be affected. And I think now, in this season, I think it's pretty hard to deny that the people in your life want to see you succeed. And by that, I mean there's just not a lot of resistance. There's not a lot of resistance. There's not a lot of work for Taurus to do. It's just about letting it happen. And here we have this King of Fire. And I think this is an amazing, amazing energy for you to be in. Because to me, the King of Fire is ready to take charge. Now, I know that that's a little bit of a contradiction because I just said it's not a time to do the work. The King of Fire is a card of Leo, and Leo starts to actually, like starting in the next couple of days, Mars will move into the sign of Leo in your fourth house, which is like your deepest emotional place. Love that, because that emotional place is that of the moon. You know, kind of your home, your center, your inner being. And here's this energy of Mars coming into this sign of Leo, which is really all about the self-expression. And it's all about the following of your heart, following your heart's desire. And this is where things get really powerful, because here we have so much heart in the reading. We have this whole block of cards. I think Mars moves into your fourth house and quite literally sets your heart on fire. And that's a really beautiful energy. Now we have the Moon card here. And that doesn't surprise me. Moon card doesn't surprise me because when there's things that we truly love and desire, there could be a little fear attached to it. Oh my God, what if this doesn't work out? Oh my God, what if they don't? You know, all of these fears come to the surface. And the moon card, as the environment card, can also indicate like there's not a whole lot of clarity. You know, Neptune squaring this eclipse along with a Mercury retrograde, things can get a little tricky. Like there's no guarantees. This is a very fluid energy and you're going to have to feel your way around it. Okay, so most likely you're not going to have the facts. You're not going to have the figures. You're not going to have like people reassuring you this is the right way to go or this is the thing to do. In a lot of instances, some of you may not be sharing the information. You may not be sharing your emotions, at least not with like everybody, okay? Because I just feel like this is something that's really happening deep within for Taurus. There's like this quiet storm that's building. And it knows that you need to change. And moon card in the environment indicates the intuition. And the King of Fire is familiar with the whole idea of following that intuition, following that inspiration. And I think it's very easy to assume that you are inspired this month because of the amount of love, because of the amount of happiness here. We've got the Three of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords in reverse. And I look at these energies, and quite clearly something's growing. And this Three of Swords can just indicate that there's a time of indulgence. There's a time that's very social. Now, I've been telling a lot of people, a lot of my signs, like this is like the hot summer, right? Look back at 2020, we still weren't like allowed to do all the things. We weren't allowed to travel. Everything was just very weird. People were very weird. Get into 2021. 2021 really represents the freedom. And what do you do with newfound freedom, right? Well, it creates this gratitude. And there's a gratitude for the things that may have been there all along, and maybe you just didn't see them clearly. So we have this heart growing here. This Ace of Cups is an indication that there's new love. There's deepening love. And because you are in this easy place, okay, because the Three of Cups to me is letting the universe kind of provide, you know. There's like not a lot of planning. There's not a lot of schedules when I see this Three of Cups. It's not really about like the responsibilities. And in fact, the most abundant, the most important things that you could do this month is to connect with other people. And that's how you trigger these heart openings. Maybe this is an indication from Spirit that it's time to really spend time with the people that you love. Now, for some of you, I do have to say, retrograde Mercury, Saturn retrograde, right? 10th house. We have Jupiter going retrograde in your 11th house, along with Neptune this month. There might be some people coming back from the past. Kind of easy to assume. For some of you, this will represent people from the past making a return, maybe an opportunity to really divulge your true feelings to these people. Maybe a person in specifically. I also think that for some of you, it's just about like being social. It's just about putting yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there and you're in this place of ease, okay, it's not about putting yourself in situations that you're not comfortable with. I'm not talking about going to the party you don't really want to go to, with the people that you don't really want to see. Like, that's not what this is about. This is about finding that zone where you are comfortable, spending time and appreciating those people. Maybe they're family, maybe they're friends, maybe they're soulmates, maybe it's just one specific person, but this person makes you feel easy. Easy to share ideas, easy to exchange, easy to feel their vibration and to feel accepted and loved. And what I get from this is these are the people that will empower you this month. Because we have this Nine of Swords in reverse, this is where you feel good in your own skin. And for a lot of Tauruses, I think that you've made the decision to cut out the relationships that you didn't feel good in your own skin, that you felt like you couldn't be yourself. And you begin to surround yourself with the people that truly do love you, that truly do appreciate you for who you are. And when you are in that vibration, when you are in that place of loving self, loving life, being grateful for the things that you have, being grateful for the people that are there and present, the universe, the laws of the universe, the laws of manifesting, they never take a break. They just don't. And so when you're riding this kind of wave of a higher vibration, then sure, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, all of the things start to happen very quickly. The connections deepen. Your heart opens. You start to see how when you do very little at all, when you don't set these heavy expectations of self, these heavy expectations of others, that things just sort of flow. And then Taurus is like, oh my gosh, this is what I've wanted my whole entire life. This is what I've prayed for. This is what I've asked for. This connection, this feeling. And to me, I'm looking at the second row, and there's so much empowerment here. We have the Two of Cups, Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. And I can't help but notice like the growing of the yellow, and where we see yellow and gold in this particular deck, there's like a emphasis on growth and prosperity and abundance. Now that doesn't have to mean money, although it helps, right? Like when your relationships are good, when your friendships are good, when your family is good, things just happen. And then when you're grateful for the things to happen, more things happen. And these two things, like this is second house, eighth house stuff, right? When we're secure in self, resources flow to us. Second house, eighth house. When you plow through the insecurities, when you plow through the worries and the fear and like the, oh my God, how's everything gonna go? Or the need to like control and dictate the outcome, we really like tend to get in our own way. And life is so much easier than what our humanness, what our existence is willing to understand, right? And I just feel like for a lot of Tauruses, there's like this break period that leads to you raising your vibration, and then all of the resources flow to you. All of the opportunities just show up at your door. And the Queen of Pentacles, this is a sign of stability. This is a sign of someone who knows what is truly important. And I feel like this is someone actually really feel like this is your energy, Taurus. I feel like this is you in a place of gratitude. And I love that we have like a lot of emphasis on this observing, right? Like I said, it's not about the work. It's just about like watching how life unfolds and observing and being grateful. So we have this Queen of Pentacles, and she's kind of observing this precious thing, looking over it, admiring it. And then we have this Watcher's card, which is about being the observer. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like watching, observing how things are playing out. And that's what I mean. It's not about the hard work. 10 of Wands here in the center, right underneath this 9 of Cups. And the truth is, there is a path of least resistance. There is an easier way to do things. And the things that you truly want and desire, you shouldn't have to push or force them in any way. Those things are already meant for you and they flow to you. If you've been in relationships where you have to push and fight or manipulate or try to make things come together, it just simply means it's not for you. And we spend a lot of time in our life trying to make those things work out because they are ego driven. But the thing that I love about this is there's not a whole lot of ego here in these cards. This is more of a heart place, right? This Leo energy, Mars, kind of setting the heart on fire. And when you allow that to happen, the rest of the world, like the small stuff, it just doesn't really matter. So we have this Ace of Swords, this 10 of Wands, and this 7 of Pentacles. And this is the adjustment period. Like here's the first half of June. This is probably the solar eclipse in your second house. Everything's going beautiful. And it doesn't really get bad. Like nothing happens to make it bad. But there is an adjustment period. And there's a management of the energies period. Because what happens is when the good things come, it's like so natural for us to be like, yeah, but is this really what I think it is? Yeah, but is this like too good to be true? Can I really count on this? And we have this 9 of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. And this is a card of adjustments, which means you know adjustments have to be made. And there's probably some things that also need to be let go of. Here's your sweet spot. Like this is what you want. This is what you're starting to look at your life and you're like, no, this is my priority. My family, my spouse, my partner. I want this part of my life to work. Therefore, there's adjustments that need to be made in the other parts of my life. And the Ace of Swords brings you clarity. Ace of Swords is all about the truth. Ace of Swords is about you seeing the vision, knowing exactly how to proceed and what to do to bring this in. So we have this 3 of Cups, we have the 2 of Cups, and then you have this Ace of Swords. And I feel like this may come from a significant other. This truth in some way. This probably comes from somebody who really does love and care for you. Somebody who sees your heart's desire and says, well, if you want this, there's a certain set of conditions. And that's what I see here with the Ace of Swords and the 10 of Wands. There's like a certain set of conditions. There's probably some stuff that you have to stop doing. Okay? For some of you, this is probably a friendship or a casual dating situation that's growing into something more. And the Ace of Swords is like the confession of how you truly feel. Great. Beautiful energy. This could be pretty scary. This could feel like you're really putting yourself out there. You're really allowing somebody or some people to like truly see who you are, and that might be uncomfortable at best. But it's worth it. And it's like meant to happen, and it's meant to happen now. When the universe invites us to grow, it's not a really good idea to be like, yeah, not now, maybe later. For some of you, there's a overindulgence. For some of my Tauruses, there is a probably an escapism, whether you drink a little too much or you're relying on drugs or medication. This could even be, you know, the overeating habits, the emotional eating. And when you're in a place of stress or being uncomfortable or having a lack of clarity, you may rely on this like bad habit, this overindulgence, to kind of soothe you, right? To soothe your nerves, to cover up like the exposed nerves in your life. And these eclipses and these portals bring an opportunity to put an end to that. And I feel like it's so that you could be like the most honest, sovereign self. There's a beautiful opportunity, but there's things that you have to get right in your life and in yourself, and you have to make yourself a priority in order to kind of grasp this. Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Changes will be required. And I think it comes from a place of really looking at your life, your patterns. See, the Ten of Wands is very karmic. It's like this need in us to like do it the same way over and over again. We approach relationships the same way over and over again. I keep bringing up relationships because of all of the cups. So there could be some habits, some tendencies to like really make these quick romantic falling in love easily, and then the pullback because you know that sure you could love somebody, but if you're going to take it to the next level, if you're going to build a life and a family with this person, then they're probably going to have to see all the cracks in the foundation. Moon card, which means you're going to have to show yourself. You're going to have to be authentic. King of Fire. Right underneath that, we have confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. And the thing about that energy is like we could walk away from some really magical opportunities because we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want other people to see our messiness. And here's like this beautiful opportunity for you to stop that pattern in particular. The universe isn't going to keep bringing you all of your wishes and dreams for you to walk away from them. Oh, thank you for that thing that I requested, but I don't really want to make the changes in my life to bring this to full fruition. This month you do. There's something very different about this energy. And remember, there's so much mutable energy in the middle of eclipses, Saturn Uranus. We're freeing ourselves from like these limitations that we've had. If it's a fear of letting other people see who you truly are, letting other people see your wounds, your cracks in your foundation and your messiness, if those were your limitations all of these years, this is your opportunity to break free. And if you do, and when you do, Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, I don't think anybody turns away from you. You know? I don't think anybody's walking away. And I think you know that with the Nine of Swords in reverse. I think you know that this is solid enough for you to be honest, for you to, you know, yield this Ace of Swords or accept it from a loving place. I don't see like a lot of defensiveness here. I think there's a lot of acceptance. Like I said, there's no resistance, there's no fighting. Somebody might say to you, hey, maybe this drinking or this eating or this overindulgence in some way, maybe it's a lot. And because they come from a place of love and caring, and because they want your best life, they want these things to unfold in a beautiful way for you. And because it comes from this place of love, it really does start to sink in. And underneath this moon card, we have this health card. And that's why I'm kind of looking at this as like the overindulgences in some way. Health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. There's something really, really beautiful and vulnerable and raw when you could be in this place with this other person who sees the weaknesses, sees the flaws in you, and loves you anyway. And that's kind of like what we've all wanted, right? That's kind of the point of life. And yet sometimes we stay in these places where we can't be ourselves, where we can't express, we can't ask for help, we can't, because we just want to appear like rock solid and strong. Like we could do it all on our own. And the truth is, we're not meant to do it on our own. The truth is, the changes that occur, like the really positive, beautiful changes that occur in our life, is usually because of or in inspiration from somebody or something that really lights our heart on fire. And it empowers you to make the changes. It empowers you to want a better life. It empowers you to want more for yourself. I see this Queen of Pentacles, and she is the Queen of health, of good finances, of taking good care. She is the discipline, the willpower. She could also get stuck because of that earth energy. But because we have Uranus kind of breaking through all of that stuck stuff, there's absolutely indication that you break through these walls and these barriers for the greater good of all. And because you have the Magician card here, and because you have this Ace of Swords here, look at this. You have the Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups, and here they are. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Here's the Pentacle from the Queen of Pentacles. You have all the things that you need. You have all the players in your life, all the important things that you need in order to make this happen. Because what you truly desire is change, but the change doesn't come from like the doing. The change comes from the way that you think, the way that you act, the way that you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and the fact that you allow yourself to fall in love, which means you stop resisting it. The power and the change comes from your ability to let go of the resistance. And when this person says, hey, maybe we could change this, maybe we could work on this, you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to make those changes. And you're going to have the willpower, and you're going to have the strength, and you're going to have this Leo energy, and it's going to happen. The good things will happen. The blessings will come. When you are in this vibration of appreciation, gratefulness, and strength, the blessings just flow to you. And here we have the Watcher's card, transpersonal, and it's about your ability to observe. A magician, your ability to observe. And you're looking at your life and you're looking at like the key players and the tools that you have. Like, these are my gifts, this is my skill set, these are my resources, these are the people that I care about. And you look at life and you start to really assess, which means you start to be honest about yourself. How am I showing gratitude for these things? How am I investing in myself? Where is my money, my time, my resources going? Like I said, every single reading, June will always come with a dose of a really good conversation with self. It's a time to get honest about the changes that you need to make. We could all spend the next 20 years going, oh, I wish life was like this. Oh, I wish life was like that. Or we could like really take advantage of this mutable, changing energy and just change it now. And I feel like the whole idea of procrastinating, or the whole idea of like, okay, we'll do this tomorrow, ends. Because you're able to observe and be honest with yourself. And I love this. We've got a card number 6, which is again my card of like divinity and love, which tells me that this comes from a loving place. It also tells me that not only are you surrounded by people or a person that loves you so much, but because of that, you really start to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you want better for your life and you believe you can have it, and then you start to make those changes because you treat yourself as if you are the embodiment of love. You start to realize how important you are, how important your health is to the people that love you, that want you to be around for a long time, that want you to, be a part of their life long term. And they need you to be a little bit more reliable and healthy in order to participate. And I love this for you. All of this Leo energy, peacock spirit, let it shine. And this is like that whole not hiding behind your flaws. Not hiding, because the moon can represent shame and guilt, right? The moon's not just about intuition. It could be all of this shame and this guilt that you've been swimming in, or the feelings of being less than or not enough. And the peacock spirit says you're perfect exactly how you are. And it's okay to show those flaws. It's okay to show those weaknesses. It's okay because people love you no matter what. And when you're surrounded by the people that love you no matter what, the possibilities are absolutely endless. It's a really, really beautiful energy. And I hope that you guys all really tap into this month in order to really make the adjustments that are needed to bring in this 9 of Cups. Because I truly believe, Taurus, I truly believe that everything that you want is already a part of your life. And here we have the integration, the bringing it in, the knowing that you deserve it, the understanding that it's already yours. All right, guys. Beautiful reading. I will be back very shortly to start with the mid-months. June's a really big month, guys. I'm going to try to be here with you guys for everything. In the meantime, I do hope that you have a beautiful month. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care. Bye.